Well, now we're going to start painting water, and this is a simple painting just showing you how to start painting water. But remember to keep your distant bank down low. Bring your sky well down and have your distant bank low so you can see it under the big tree and not through the branches or through the foliage of the big tree. I always paint water in the same way, with my down brush stroke for the reflections and with a very white horizontal ripples.
I'll demonstrate now how to paint water. Water's very simple to paint. I'll put in the undercoat for the sky and the water, and then I'll darken the corners as we usually do with a painting. Blend your dark into the white and get it very dark in the corners. Keep cleaning your brush while you're doing this. Crisscross, crisscross, but make sure when you finish your blending that you still have plenty of white in the middle. That is important. I'll clean my brush and mark in what is the horizon line. And from there we just pull it down into reflections. You can paint your trees in first, but this time I'm painting the reflections, and we'll put some trees in and paint the reflections of the trees. Just bring it straight down and clean it every time before you put it on the painting again. With my little 3/4 inch house painting brush, I'll trim it to make it a neat shape, and then pick up the brown and block in what is the trees on the horizon. They're only little trees. Then I'll clean the brush and load it on one side with white and dab on what would be the sunlight on the trees. With a flat brush again, we take a bit of paint off the bottom of the trees and pull it down into the water. This is your reflection of the trees. With the painting knife loaded with a little bit of white on the edge, we can put in the bank, and also loaded again we can put in the horizontal lines which represent the sparkle on the water. These lines must be horizontal. With dark on the knife again, we can give the bank a little bit of contrast, light and dark. The painting knife's also handy for putting in those little tiny tree trunks in the distance. Just a bit of white on the knife and touch them on. I'll make a painting out of this now by blocking in a few more trees in the distance and some big trees on the side. I blocked them in with the dark first. And then we need the sunlight on those trees in the distance, and I'll pull it down into reflections. Then touch on the knife strokes again. Now we need some sunlight on these trees. Dab it on in the mushroom shapes. The little fine hairbrush and some white, we can paint in some branches. I'll clean the brush and put some colour in the foreground. A little bit of light, clean the brush again, pick up the dark and put plenty of dark in there. Keep your colours separated at this stage. They will get mixed now when we make grass. I'm using the little house painting brush. You can use a fan brush if you wish. You do your distant grass first, and then the big grass over the top. Always have plenty of dark in your bottom corners. Now with a little fine hairbrush, I'll put in a tree. To give us good contrast, this tree needs to be very dark. And by loading two colours on the brush at once, light on one side, dark on the other, we can paint in the foliage. I put that bit of foliage in the middle because there was a bit of trunk missing. Dark and light again, paint in your foliage. Now there's the painting almost finished. I'll take the masking tape off. We need some branches in that tree. Now this is the way we do water in all our paintings, in the big ones, the little ones, the coloured ones. You can add a few little flowers, but the main thing is the white in the middle to catch the eye. Those hairs that come off my brush, I'll turn them into birds.
So that little exercise was just an exercise on painting water. There's much more could be done to this painting to make it look good. You see that tree drops off at the edge, that's not so good. We could have a white line down the inside of that tree, would look good. But as a basic painting to learn how to paint water. We'll do the same when we move into colours, but we'll refine our brush strokes a bit more. We'll get the beautiful colours in the water, the same as the colours on the bank.